Have you ever been in a heated argument with your partner? It's a situation most of us have found ourselves in at some point. Arguments can spring up from seemingly nowhere, escalating from calm conversation to heated debate in the blink of an eye. But what if I told you that these arguments, as spontaneous as they seem, often have underlying triggers? Identifying these triggers is the first crucial step to diffusing tension and avoiding arguments altogether. One of the most common catalysts for arguments in a relationship is financial issues. It's no secret that money can be a major stressor. Whether it's disagreements about spending, saving, or budgeting, financial matters often fuel disputes. Being aware of this can help couples approach money-related discussions with extra care and understanding. Another common trigger is a breakdown in communication. Misunderstandings can easily occur when we're not clear about our feelings or expectations. Maybe you thought your partner knew you wanted help with chores, but they assumed you were okay doing it alone. Small misconceptions like these can lead to bigger arguments when left unaddressed. Even simpler misunderstandings can cause friction. For example, a misplaced comment or an unread text message can be misinterpreted, leading to feelings of neglect or disrespect. It's important to remember that not everything your partner says or does is a personal attack. Lastly, external stressors like work stress, health issues, or family problems can also seep into your relationship, triggering arguments. When we're stressed, we can easily project our frustrations onto our partner, even if they're not the direct cause of our unhappiness. So there you have it. Financial issues, communication breakdowns, simple misunderstandings, and external stressors are some of the most common catalysts for arguments in a relationship. By recognizing these triggers, you're better equipped to navigate your discussions and interactions, potentially avoiding those heated arguments that can strain your relationship. But remember, it's not just about avoiding arguments. It's about fostering a deeper understanding and stronger communication with your partner. And knowing the triggers is the first step to avoiding an argument. Ever heard of the phrase, communication is key in relationships? Well, you're about to delve deeper into its real essence. Clear and open communication is like the oil that keeps the relationship machine running smoothly. Without it, things can quickly grind to a halt. Let's start by picturing a world where mind reading exists. Easy, isn't it? No more guessing games, no more mixed signals. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world. In reality, we can't expect others to understand what we're feeling or thinking unless we express it. This is where clear communication comes into play. It's about saying what you mean and meaning what you say. It's about being honest, even when the truth might be uncomfortable. But let's not forget the open part of open communication. This means being receptive to what your partner is saying, even if it's something you don't necessarily want to hear. It's about fostering an environment where both parties feel safe to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or retaliation. Misunderstandings, they're the silent relationship killers. They creep in when communication is unclear or absent, breeding resentment and sparking arguments. But they can be avoided. How? By expressing your feelings and thoughts honestly and respectfully. If you're upset, say so, but do it in a way that doesn't attack your partner. Use I statements instead of you statements. For instance, say, I feel upset when, rather than you always. This way, you express your feelings without blaming your partner. Now remember, communication isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. Active listening, to be precise. This means not just hearing the words your partner is saying, but also understanding the emotions behind these words. It's about showing empathy and validating their feelings. So let's wrap this up. Clear and open communication is a skill, one that requires practice. It's about honesty, respect, and empathy. It's about being brave enough to express your feelings and patient enough to listen to your partners. Remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. And that, my friends, can make all the difference. Do you truly understand your partner's point of view during disagreements? This question might make you pause and reflect, and that's exactly what we're aiming for. You see, in the heat of a disagreement, we often become so engrossed in defending our viewpoint that we forget to truly understand our partner's perspective. This is where the importance of understanding and validating your partner's feelings comes into play. It's a fundamental aspect of any healthy relationship. It's not just about listening to the words they're saying, but also understanding the feelings and emotions behind those words. You need to empathize with your partner, put yourself in their shoes, and see the world from their perspective. That's what true understanding means. But how can you achieve this? Let's break it down. First, focus on active listening. This means fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and then remembering what's being said. It's not about planning your rebuttal while your partner is still speaking. Active listening requires patience, openness, and respect. Second, validate your partner's feelings. This doesn't necessarily mean you agree with them, but it does mean acknowledging their emotions as valid and important. Validation can be as simple as saying, "I understand why you're upset," or "I see why this is important to you." It shows your partner that you're not just hearing them, but truly understanding them. Remember, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to win an argument. But in a relationship, winning an argument often means losing something much more valuable. The goal isn't to prove who's right and who's wrong. It's about understanding each other's perspectives, finding common ground, and working towards a solution that respects both parties' feelings and needs. So, the next time you find yourself in a disagreement, take a moment. Breathe, listen, understand, validate. Keep in mind that the person you're arguing with is not your opponent, but your partner. The goal is to understand, not to win. Scene script. Ever considered taking a timeout during a heated argument? Just like a basketball game where players take a breather to refocus and strategize, arguments between two people can also benefit from a timeout. It's a simple yet powerful tool that can prevent a minor disagreement from spiraling into a full-blown argument. When we're in the middle of a heated discussion, emotions often run high. Our hearts race, our palms sweat, and our minds become a battlefield of thoughts. In that state, it's easy to say things we don't mean, things that might add fuel to the fire. That's where the concept of a timeout comes in. It's about recognizing this emotional state and taking a step back to cool down. Taking a timeout is not about escaping the argument or brushing the issues under the carpet. It's about giving both parties a chance to retreat, regroup, and recharge. It's about gaining a fresh perspective, about exchanging heated words for calm reflection. So how does one take a timeout? It's simple, really. When you sense the argument escalating, suggest a break. Use a gentle tone and choose your words wisely. Instead of saying, "I can't deal with this right now," try saying, "I think we could both use a little break to think things over." Once you've established the break, retreat to a quiet place where you can calm your mind. You could go for a walk, read a book, listen to music, or simply sit in silence. The goal here is to lower your emotional intensity and regain your composure. Remember, the timeout is not a permanent break, it's a pause, a breather. After an agreed-upon time, you should reconvene and continue the conversation, but this time, with a cooler head and a more open heart. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of a heated argument, remember the power of a timeout. It's a tool that can transform a volatile situation into a constructive discussion. Sometimes, a brief pause can save an endless dispute. When should you consider seeking professional help? This is a question that often lingers in the back of our minds, but we seldom bring it to the forefront. Well, it's time to address it. Professional help, such as therapists or counselors, often have an essential role in resolving relationship issues. These experts bring years of experience and training to the table, offering a perspective that's hard to achieve when you're in the thick of things. So, when might it be necessary to involve a third party? There's no hard and fast rule, but there are certain signs that might indicate it's time to seek external support. If you find yourself stuck in a cycle of arguments that seem to be escalating in frequency and intensity, it might be a good idea to bring in a professional. They can help you identify the root cause of these disagreements and guide you towards effective resolution strategies. Perhaps you've noticed a growing emotional distance between you and your partner, or you're dealing with issues of trust, infidelity, or other significant life changes. These are complex issues that can be difficult to navigate on your own, and it's entirely okay to seek help. A professional can also be beneficial if you're finding it hard to communicate effectively with your partner. They can teach you techniques to express your feelings and needs in a way that promotes understanding rather than conflict. Remember, seeking professional help does not mean your relationship is failing. On the contrary, it shows that you're committed to making it work, that you're willing to invest time and effort into understanding and resolving your issues. It's about gaining the tools and insights to foster a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. It's important to note that reaching out for help isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's also about prevention. Regular check-ins with a professional can help you maintain a healthy relationship and prevent small issues from becoming major problems. Remember, seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards a healthier relationship. Embrace the support that's available to you. After all, we all need a helping hand sometimes.